What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. It's episode number 55. Lots to get through today, as you would have seen the upcoming fixtures there, where we've got Paris Saint-Germain in a massive battle for the title in Ligue this season. We'll have both legs of our Europa League quarter-final, first at home, then away in Rome against Lazio on the back of our thrilling comeback win against Real Betis in the last 16. And we start with this huge game in Ligue 1, Lille away from home, where we've only won, I think, one of our last 5 in Ligue 1, and right now only 7 clear of Lille as well. And if we do finish 5th or below, there'll be no shot of Champions League football next season. So massive game to kick off with. Lille trying to take us out of the Champions League race away from home. Allez Lyon. So second half is getting underway here at the Decathlon Arena. It's been a really poor afternoon of football. Very little going on. Had a lot of the ball, just haven't really done anything with it. One half chance for Testament at best, I would say. But I would take this. I would take this. Like I said before, Lille 7 points behind. Oh, Gomes. Oh, blazes it way off target. They need to win more than we do, because there's only a few games to go. And I often talk about this, but like when the season is coming towards its close and you're ahead of a team with just a few games remaining, a win, don't get me wrong, is absolutely massive to extend the gap with only a few games remaining. But a draw is fine. A draw is fine because it keeps things as they are in the table. The point gap remains unchanged, but an extra game gets taken out of the calendar. An extra game, an extra chance for them to catch up is gone. So for Lille, they'll have one game fewer in the calendar to make up the ground if they can't find a win in this one here. So I'll take this. I will take this. Whilst it doesn't help what's been a tough run of form, in the grand scheme of things, oh, it will do me just fine. 19 to play. Excellent save by Dean Henderson. And the ex-Crystal Palace shot stopper keeps it at 0-0 for now. Yep, you're not going to catch me complaining about this result, because whilst it does mean that our streak in Ligue 1 recently has been very unconvincing, to say the least. Only 2 wins in our last 6 games, which definitely won't keep us in the title hunt. The most important thing is not dropping from 4th. Top 3 might be automatic Champions League phase place, but 4th will give us a chance at a playoff round. At the start of the season, I would have taken it, and we're very close to taking it on the back of this goalless draw. We're edging closer to it. Yep, we are edging closer and closer as we approach the climax. And as PSG won to go top of the table now, heading into an international break. Yeah, I don't think we're going to do it now. Oh, I need to sort this out about Cambadio. Came to me asking for a new contract. I'm going to do that. I did forget. I genuinely did forget. I'm going to do this now. He's been brilliant. Another clean sheet as he chases history and the Golden Globe. You see there, we actually got into 3rd place, to be fair, over Marseille, who have just lost again. 2nd time in 3 games, I think, now for Marseille, as we leapfrogged them on goal difference. But yeah, only 10 goals all season long, having a historic season between the sticks. And I said it, Obed Cambadio, I want this guy to stay with me as my shot stopper for all the years we're here. Let's give him a new deal. Yep, fewest goals conceded in a Ligue 1 season in history is 19, and that was done by Paris Saint-Germain 10 years ago. We are on course to best that. But I said before, I take these defensive records with a very light pinch of salt, because as we know, defending in career mode has become incredibly easy because the AI is just too passive. We have seen in the past couple of patches that the EA have tried to improve the AI's assertiveness, if you will, at starting to attack you, but it doesn't play that way, especially on ultimate difficulty. I have actually heard before that Legendary is actually more of an assertive AI. But I don't know how much truth there is to that, and I don't know whether that's just subjective. I don't really know, but it's the same really across all leagues, across all countries, with every team. The AI is just too passive at times. So it's an amazing record. Only 9 goals conceded all season long, but like I said, I take it with a thin pinch of salt. It's too easy to defend in career mode, and I should say it's too easy to contain in career mode really, because you don't actually do a lot of tackling or jostling. It's mainly just staying in position. But anyway, following game, it is indeed the league leaders Paris Saint-Germain, and it's why I said it after their tough start to the season. I still believed at some point they would go top of the table, and now they have. 2 clear of Monaco's most dominant side in France, are back on the throne, and 6 points clear of us and Marseille in 3rd and 4th. We still have a shot at the title in a really open race, but the most important thing for me is just making sure now we're back in the top 3, we don't drop out of it. PSG heading into this game here with a chance to cut the gap to 3 points, or a chance for Paris Saint-Germain to go further clear in pole position. Next up, the big dogs, PSG and Lyon. It's been a very fun first season with Lyon, regardless of how it concludes. But I do feel like now PSG have got the lead, they'll probably hold on to it between now and the end of the season. Not only we need to beat them tonight, but we'd also need to win. I mean, I might go out on a limb and say all of our remaining 7 games, including this one. So, yeah, I mean, based on our form, that's just not going to happen, especially as we're trying to win the Europa League and, of course, the Coupe de France at the end of the season in the final as well. So, most important thing for me is just stay in the top 3. Bypass that playoff round, but even that is going to be hard to do on this current run. 2 wins in 6, it's going to be 2 in 7. PSG back in front, back in business, back on top, and back showing why they are the best in France. 1-0 very early. And that goal right there by Zaire Emery also ends any possible chance of Nkambadio setting a new record for most clean sheets in a league and season. The holder, a PSG goalkeeper, no surprises, but it's not Donnarumma, although he is Italian. That's Salvatore Sirigu, who said it back in the I just looked this up, I think it's 2013 season. So yeah, Sirigu has 23 clean sheets in a single season. How about that? I don't think we're going to match that now. If we are to match that, we need clean sheets in every game outside of this one, which is highly unlikely indeed, despite how good our defence has been. You know, here's Tessman through the gap, finds Tyler Morton, looking for a leveller here. And there's the American will pop it out wide. Vitinha is there. It's just, I don't know why they struggled out the door so early. I don't know how we beat them in Paris, because this is such an amazing team. When they play at the pace they've started this game off as well, they're almost unstoppable. Dembele! 2 in 26 minutes. How were they struggling so much at the start of the season? Well, it didn't last long. Ousmane, Ballon d'Or winner, doubles the lead. This is one of those games where you need to get a hold of it. You need to get a hold of it before it gets a bit out of hand. Because when PSG are in the mood, they are almost unstoppable, at least in French football. Desiree Doué down the right-hand side as the winger plays it through. What a ball. Kvaratskhelia offloads. It is free for PSG in 40 minutes. Where was this Paris Saint-Germain at the start of the season? Well, better late than never, that's what they'll be saying, as he's telling every Lyon fan, you might be on the rise, but you've got a long way to go. How on earth do you stop this front 3? It's almost like the AI's gained consciousness, you know, it's become sentient. It heard me say I was too passive, and it was like, oh, and I'm going to take that personally. And I do have personality now. It's Chow Neves turns his man, shoots, and Nkambadio makes the save, an orthodox save, but a save regardless to keep it at 3. With half an hour to play. Oh my goodness, it's one of those games where you just want to find a whistle now. It is all one-way traffic. Ball clipped out wide. Desiree Doué, Zaire Emery, and Nkambadio again is just looking for showboat saves. Twice he's made the save with the knees, and it remains at 3-0 for now. Kvaratskhelia to Desiree Doué, back to the Georgian into the middle, and Hjulsen makes it 4, and the former Real Madrid, Bournemouth, and Juventus defender, dual national, has made it 4. This is a massacre in Lyon. Well, this has been a humbling night for Olympique Lyonnais. We know our league form has been poor for quite some time, but this is the cherry on the top of a dog feces sandwich, because this has been a nightmare of a night, and it gets even worse. Ref, I know we got 4 seconds, but please just blow for full time now, because Ousmane Dembele chasing the golden boot has just sent a statement and shockwaves, not throughout the Groupama Stadium, but throughout France. It's a bit unlucky of a 5th goal to be conceded, but no matter how it was scored, it was. The scoreline is going to read Olympique Lyonnais 0, Paris Saint-Germain 5. And when we called this an open title race earlier on this season, this was nothing other than a shut case for who is still the best team in France. What a massacre in Lyon, and I think my heaviest defeat of the save. Now that was humbling. Now Marseille beating Saint-Germain as well. We're back into 4th, and I have to tell you, honestly, with 6 games to play, I'm looking nervously over my shoulder now at 5th place, because again, don't forget, if we do finish 5th, there's no Champions League football next season. Strasbourg have leapfrogged Lille. We got a 6-point gap. So it's a 2-game swing. We've got only 6 games to play. We shouldn't bottle it from here. But believe me, there is still a chance. And on this run of form as well, only 2 wins in the games. It's 6 or 7 in the league. I'll tell you what, man, believe me, I am still not feeling safe at even making a qualification place yet, let alone a top 3 finish. Right, following game, how do you respond on the back of that thrashing? No wins in our last 2, only 1 in our last 4 in all competitions, and now the first leg of our Europa League quarter-final is Lazio coming to the Groupama Stadium, and we drew with them in Rome 1-1 in the league phase, but tonight we need a big performance and a much better one if we're to score for the first time after no goals in our last 2 and return to winning ways here. It's the Italians in France. Allez Lyon. My goodness, that was ridiculous. That is definitely one of, if not the toughest game of FC 26 I've played so far. My goodness. That was tough. Really, really tough. And I just couldn't get a handle of it. I just could not get a handle of the game whatsoever. It's one of those where at some point you need someone to grab the game by the scruff of his neck and say, right, we're not going to win this, but let's just make sure it doesn't get out of hand. And no one could do it for me. No one out there could be that guy. And oh, he's onside there. Freddie! Yes, what a start! I need someone to be a leader in those situations. Or maybe Freddie couldn't do it against Paris, but he's done it here against the lads from Rome. Great first touch, brilliant finish. Lyon strike first. Freddie leading by example tonight. He's had an exemplary performance, as he often does through the middle, as we still find ourselves leading. In another audition for that captain's armband, which he'll be surely taking next season. He's a different kind of leader, you know. We often talk about captains and leaders because, you know, I'm fascinated by the psychology of these things. And, you know, the old school captain back from when I grew up in the 1990s was always the guy that shouted, you know. He was always the guy that, you know, never stopped off the post and a rebound turning his Lazio level. Never stopped barking, never stopped demanding more. But nowadays, the captain, that's kind of evolved, really. Now, you can have quiet leaders out there on the pitch. That's how I describe Freddie. He does it with the actions, really. That quiet leadership. And tonight he got the opening goal, but sadly Lazio have levelled it, and our defensive woes continue. In recently, as you've seen, we've been a bit shaky at the back, and that continues tonight. Slightly unlucky about the goal, but even so, Lazio level and heading back to Rome with a tie tied at 1-1. I'm not sure we'll escape like we did in the last round. Still level for now. Yep, the poor run continues for Olympique Lyonnais. No wins in 3 in all competitions, only 2 in our last 6, I believe. Really slowing down now in all competitions. And heading back to Rome with a tie level at 1-1. We'll need to avoid a collapse if we are to make it through to the semi-finals. And speaking of collapse, well, we definitely need to avoid it in the league. Following contest away from home, struggling Montpellier down the bottom of the table. This has to be a return to winning ways if we are to keep Strasbourg and Lille at bay in the hunt for a Champions League place. Next up, Montpellier away. Early free kick for Montpellier as Cambadio tries to organise the wall. 29 minutes in, and the side right now in the relegation zone. That could have gone anywhere, and Valentin and Tyler did enough to get it away with Cambadio flailing at the ball. as it remains at 0-0. But goodness gracious, it just goes to show you how tough things can be when you're out of form. That sort of stuff does not happen to this rock-solid defensive Lyon team when we're in form. When we're out of form like right now, away against the side, as things stand, going down to the second division, not surprised that the hosts have made the better start and almost got a goal up. Tyler to Freddie. And can we start this second half off with the goal and the breakthrough against the struggling Montpellier side? Gomi sent down the right. Dinks it to the edge. Oh, Freddie! Off the post! Did the hard bit but just couldn't finish. Not for the first time this season. This is where I really wish EA would allow you to work on one individual attribute at a time. Now we have the development plans, and as I've said before, overall they've been a net positive to career mode, but the reason why I don't use them is because of the skill move and weak foot always being increased, and I've mentioned before that for the realism that's just not realistic. But come on, if Freddie could become a better finisher, he would be the all-rounder, you know. He really would be. Kind of reminding me a bit of Frank Lampard in a way. The French Frank Lampard. But, yeah, it's just so many times this season I've got into a great area with the kid. Great ball, that. We just messed up the finish. There's Gomes. Oh, I thought it went in. It's the side of the net. I thought it went in. Come on, keep pushing, keep pressing. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. How often do I say this, man? When you're doing all the right things, just haven't had a rub of the green. Don't stop. Don't stop. We've played really well in this game, despite a tough start. We deserved a breakthrough. Tracy, a little bit lucky, but we'll take it. We've got the breakthrough. Come on. That could be a massive goal in a race for Champions League football. Connor sent through. Bangs it in. 1-0 Lyon. Yep, I've said it more than enough times, but I am a firm believer that if you are doing all the right things, just keep on pushing, keep on being consistent, and eventually you'll get the breakthrough. And today we might have stumbled out the blocks a little bit, but yeah, great second half performance from Lyon. We should have been up by a goal or two, really. Oh no, don't throw it away, don't throw it away, don't throw it away. Great save, and Cambadio, as he says, guys, just calm down, and let's time waste to the final whistle. Little late scare from the hosts, but Lyon will hang on, and it means that with just a few games remaining, we stay in fourth place. Play advantage, ref, play advantage. We stay in the race for Champions League football, but I think that was an injury. Was that an injury? It was indeed for Tyler Morton, and that is worth looking into at the final whistle, because I think that... Oh, is it... What? Why does it say red card? What? That's got to be... Did anyone catch... Was that just... Did I miss that? That must be a bug. I swear that just said Morton red card. It obviously isn't. It will see out the game for us as Tanner Tessman belts one over the bar, but... The amount of bugs in this year's career mode is crazy, man. I've said it before, most buggy CM I've ever played. But Lyon have done it, back to winning ways, huge pressure relieving 3 points. But how bad was the injury for Tyler Morton? Let's have a look. Yeah, for a second there, I could swear it had a red card symbol next to Tyler Morton's name. Maybe it didn't. Maybe I just missaw it. But I was going to say, what was he sent off for? Protesting? Waving the imaginary card? I don't know. But let's have a look and see how bad the injury was for Tyler. Nice to get the injuries, but unfortunately it does come to one of our key players at a crucial time. Broken toe, out for 3 months, and done for the season. A massive blow to one of our most dependable players in the first 11. But I'll say this. Good. About time. Long overdue. Finally, we're getting some injuries. That's our second, somewhat semi-big one of the season. And good. We've been waiting for this. And EA, take note, guys. This is what we want. Injuries for the realism. Right. Following game, massive one. One of the biggest of the game, biggest of the season. Sorry, remaining. Lazio second leg in Rome, heading to this at the Olympic Stadium. We're tied at 1-1, the tie in the balance could go either way tonight. Our European adventure could be over, or a semi-final place could await. We need a second leg performance like we had in the last round against Real Betis, and making it through. Let's get the job done tonight in Italy. Allez Lyon. Actually, I was wrong. The following game in the league is not Strasbourg away, it's Stade Brestois at home. One of only 3 teams now in Ligue 1 that have beaten us this season. Paris Saint-Germain, of course, in that thrashing and the other was Stade Reims, the first side we lost against. But, you know, Stade Bressois and Doxy Boy got a history, so quite looking forward to that one. I might end on that one today, we'll see how we get on. But before that, I've got to concentrate on tonight's fixture again. Away in Rome at an atmospheric Stadio Olimpico, as we aim to get ourselves through a second leg win, just like we did in the previous round. Again, this is a really good Lazio side. You know, and again, when the tie was drawn, you'd probably say we're slight favourites for it, like against Real Betis, but not by a lot. This is still a really, really well-built team with some really class players, including 2 on the ball, Romagnoli and Nicolo Ravella. And now Yilmaz down his left-hand side, gets away from Malo Gusto and skips past the academy graduate and holds him off with strength and rolls it in to Mateus Fernandes. And Ravella, looking for space, finds a teammate in Guendouzi, off to Yang Min Hyuk, trying to turn his man. Great save by Nkambadio. Yeah, very tough start tonight from Olympique Lyonnais. Ref in the white boot, we discussed that in a recent episode. It seems to be a Europa League thing. Or at least a European game thing, not a domestic game thing, as Ravella finds answer. But enough of the chat about football boots, Doxy Boy. Concentrate on the defending side, because, oh, brilliant blocks from Maxence Reynal. It's all Lazio in the early going, and that is superb defending from the former Sunderland man. Connor Tracy does brilliantly well. Fabre does well too. Gomes looks to step inside, leaves his man on his heels. Great save, and Fofana! Come on! Turns in the rebound of his head and puts Lyon in front in Rome. Big header. Guendouzi for Lazio finds Nicolo Ravella. And I'm fine with that. Fine with that every day. And Cambadio might have had to gather at the second attempt, but a class goalkeeper like him is not going to get beat from that distance. 20 minutes to go. Much better defensively tonight. We get the clean sheet against Montpellier, and now looking for back-to-back clean sheets. Nothing like the drubbing we recently experienced against Paris Saint-Germain. And if we hold on from here, oh, this will be game. Oh, what an interception. It will be a semi-final place. Almost there. Well, there's no doubt about it. We have been very unconvincing in our European fixtures this season. You won't catch me denying it. But as I often say, it's not the journey, it's the destination. Doesn't matter how you get there so long as you do. And Olympique Lyonnais might be scraping to a semi-final place, but into the semi-finals regardless. Game over, wrapped up by Tracy, and not quite as important as the late goal he scored against Real Betis, but this late goal to dagger, and this late goal confirms it. Olympique Lyonnais' European adventure continues. We are into the semi-finals of the Europa League. Unconvincing, sure, but semi-finalists regardless. Into the final four we go. Yeah, I stand by this. It's not the journey, it's the destination. And as Liverpool and Benfica are both through, Chelsea and PAOK go an extra time there. And Chelsea just about survived to make it through on the penalty shootout. Of course, we faced them in the league phase, lest we forget. And I've got a feeling we'll be facing them or Liverpool again, as we'll once again be back in England. So before what will be our final game today against Stade Bressois, we'll see who we've got. And in the semi-finals, Olympique Lyonnais will take on... It is indeed Liverpool away at Anfield with that first leg there. I've got to say, I think we've done well to make the final four in our first year of European football in Lyon. I'm not sure we'll be making the final. I think an all-English final is probably on the cards now. Right, yeah, final game. We'll end on this. It is indeed Stade Bressois at the Groupe Ama Stadium. You know we've got beef with these guys here heading into this one. 5 games to play. Behind Marseille on goal difference. Behind Monaco by a point. We can't catch Paris Saint-Germain now, realistically. But 4 clear with Lille with a game in hand. Win this, and whether we're top 3 or not, we'll at least be several clear of Lille as we try and wrap up a top 4 place. Our final game tonight, a side we got beef with, Stade Bressois at the Groupe Ama Stadium. Allez Lyon. Top left, bad memories. Yeah, don't think I've forgotten about it, because I definitely haven't. That sleepless night in Bressois. I didn't sleep very well the night after as well, on the back of that late 2-1 loss in the semi-final to the French side. But of course, worth remembering, we won the second leg, made it through, and then won the whole thing. But yeah, historic beef with this club. It will never be forgotten about. Let's see, on the back of losing to them in the reverse fixture this season, we put it right in the home game. What a ball, Diawara. Fofana slips it through, and Freddie with the opener. Perfect start at the Groupama Stadium, 25 minutes in, and Olympique Lyonnais take the lead. Not exactly been a classic of a game out there, as we're still leading by 1. Second half underway, but listen, I'll take 1-0 all the way if it means we finish in the top 3. Meaning we'll go straight into the league phase next season, won't have to play a playoff game. Yeah, I certainly won't deny we're not being back to our best in this, what would be 3-game winning run if we hold on to the win here. But I'll say it again, you know, it doesn't matter really. As long as you get the wins, that's the most important thing. It feels like Olympique Lyonnais probably will. Stade Brestois haven't caused us any problems tonight, unlike in the reverse fixture. There's Freddie on the turn, does brilliantly well. It's game. Frederic Fabre every now and then has a game where he shows just how unstoppable he is. This is one of them. Brilliant turn, better finish, and Olympique Lyonnais back on track with what was going to be 3 wins in a row in all competitions. Took a while to get back to playing good football and go on a winning run. We definitely are now in form though at the crucial stage of the season. What a win this is going to be. Now let's see if we can get a 3rd goal. Win seems to be in the bag from here. Let's see. Oh, Fofana. Ooh. 50-50 duel. Came out worse off. And Stade Brestois through here. Brilliant fingertip save by Nkambalio. Keeps it at 2-0. But another injury. And Fofana, to be fair, has... Was it Fofana or Gomes that was missing? I can't remember who it was now, whether it was Fofana or Gomes, but it's off the line by Tessman. This time it's Fofana who takes a tumble there in the wars today, as it remains at 2-0. All Stade Brestois now. We remain still in front by 2, but I just saw that animation go up again. So that's clearly a bug from EA to add to the ever-growing collection, as it shows a red card and not the actual injury. But Fofana going down, I'm hoping that would be a bruise. We'll check it at the final whistle. As hopefully that won't be Malik joining Morton on the sidelines for the remainder of the season. Yep, it's job done for Olympique Lyonnais. 3 straight wins in all competitions, getting back to our best. But is Fofana done for the season? Let's find out. The way he went down, it was hard to see how quickly he bounced back up because the play went through for a Stade Brestois attack very quickly. But, oh, get in Stade Rennais with a draw against Monaco. But I have a feeling it's probably going to be at the very least a 4-week injury, and that'll rule him out for not all of the remainder of the season, but most of it. And it is indeed a 4-week injury. So he's going to miss both legs of our Europa League semi against Liverpool, and I believe all of our remaining league fixtures, but should be back for the cup final against Marseille. But that'll do it for today's episode of Karima, guys. Massive fan of watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have, please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I'll return in the next one with the remaining 4 games in Ligue 1, where we know now destiny is in our own hands. Win them all, we'll stay in the top 3 and qualify for next year's Champions League, and we will have both legs of our Europa League semi-final against Liverpool as we once again return to England. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.